Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My camera is at a different angle today. Let me see if I can pull this back a little bit. Okay. Hopefully that's a little bit better. My phone's charging, so that's why it has to be at a different angle. But I'm gonna be doing something like a little bit different today. Well, I guess it's not different, but like I guess it's not really that different. But I don't know. I don't know if it's like just me personally, but the vibes are feeling off. The vibes are feeling off. I don't know. I mean, right off the bat, I'm feeling almost like this, I just want to say internal confusion. Like, almost like you don't know what you want, and it's exhausting. Maybe you have a pattern of putting yourself in situations where you thought it's what you wanted and then you realize it's not, and then you don't know how to get out of it. It almost, the reason why I say like it feels like I'm gonna be doing something different today is because it feels like I'm already getting the message before I've even pulled the cards. And I kind of want to see if the cards are gonna like confirm the message or not. Because usually the cards just give me the message, you know? But I don't know, it feels damn. I just heard the call is coming from inside the house. Maybe that's a message towards me and y'all. I'm seeing something like an old telephone, like one of those dial ones, the rotary phones where like you put your finger in, then you like twist it to the number that you want, then you let it twist back, and then you do it again until you get the number. I love those phones. I want to have one. Unrelated, but maybe it has something to do with your past. Maybe that's significant to somebody. I feel like this past Halloween, the one that we just had, I'm filming this on November 1st, so Halloween was technically yesterday. I feel like this was very significant for you. Like it brought up a lot of things, not necessarily in a dramatic way or overwhelming way, but almost like a call to recognize something. And I feel like you've recognized it. It's time to go into hermit mode. The Emperor. I almost feel like you've kind of lost not lost. That's not the word I'm looking for. You were on the path of self-confidence, of understanding yourself, and something happened along the way that kind of threw you off of your path. And that's why you're feeling so strange. Yeah. Yeah, this path was very new, hence the page. And the goal was to get towards the Queen of Pentacles, to manifest the reality that you really wanted. And maybe there was a lesson that the universe gave that threw you off to test, like just to test you, to see, you know, if you were ready for what you wanted. You weren't just channeling that inner authority and the self-confidence, but also just the material abundance. The Eight of Wands, and then things kind of just moved real fast. Things moved real fast. It's like you blinked, and then all of a sudden it's been weeks, months, maybe even years later, and you're like, where the hell did I go? What the fuck happened? It's like you don't understand how you got here, but at the same time you do. Like, you know exactly what happened, but at the same time you're like, how did I let it get this far? And it's not necessarily like what happened or what path you ended up going down or the trail that you veered off of. Like, it's not necessarily like bad, but it's not what you were trying to go for. The Queen of Arrows. I almost feel like you achieved the Queen of Arrows instead of the Queen of Pentacles like you had originally intended. You went on a path that was more mental than physical like you wanted. Of course, there were like physical manifestations and things that had happened, but it's not what you were going for. The Five of Cups. This card, it makes me think of shadow work, and maybe that's because that's the podcast episode that I had just recorded. Spoiler, it's about shadow work. You can listen to it tomorrow. I'm at 11:11 a.m. But anyways, and maybe you had to kind of veer off of the trail a little bit. Maybe you had to kind of take a little detour because maybe there was one more little side quest that the universe had for you that was like, wait, if you really want this, you gotta get through this first. You gotta get through this first. The Knight of Pentacles, yeah. The Pentacles is very slow moving, but it's also very grounding. The Knight of Pentacles is very methodical. He thinks everything out before taking action. But when he does take action, it is very, very intentional with precise direction and decision. And maybe that's why you got veered off of the path. Maybe that's why you had to take this detour. Maybe that's why you are where you're at now. Because you probably thought you were ready for this. But Spirit's saying, not quite. You're so close, but not quite. And that's why you had to go down this path. That's why you had to, that's why you had to take the detour. And, sorry, I just like had this feeling of being so drained. Like, you're so drained, you're so tired, you're so exhausted, and you just want it to work. But I feel like this past Halloween, something shifted from yesterday to today. Something happened in like the last 24, maybe even 48 hours, where I feel like you realized that there were some very big mental obstacles you had to get through. You were probably even angry too. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? I really had to go through this. Like, I'm hearing the phrase, like, this is why we can't have nice things, you know? Maybe that's how you were feeling. But the Knight of Wands, that's mental action. The Knight of Cups, emotional action. You're in the planning stage. Well, not the planning stage. The trial and error stage. And we have Judgment here at the bottom of the deck. What's underneath of that? The High Priestess. You gotta listen to yourself. You had an internal awakening. And I feel like for the past few weeks, few months, few years, you've just been kind of living in this fog of like, how did I get here? What's going on? What did I do to deserve this? Why? What? When? How? What the fuck? What the fuck? And I feel like it just now clicked for you. But now you're exhausted. Now you're fed up. Now you, like, I heard, like, all I want to do is take a fucking nap, bro. Like, all I want to do is just sleep. You're burnt out. And you need some time to stay away, to be away. Obviously, like, don't isolate yourself in a unhealthy way. But, like, you need more alone time. You need more time to think things through, to figure things out. Yeah. Because this realization, I feel like, is what is causing you, or is what is going to cause you to make that final decision, to make that final step towards what you were trying to go for in the first place. What's underneath of that? The Two of Pentacles, yeah. You've been balancing something that was never yours. That's weird. I feel like this isn't the whole message. Like, I feel like there's so much more, but it's not ready to be revealed yet. And, like, I feel like this whole message to begin with was so weird, but I just felt the need to, like, record and say this out here. And I'm gonna be honest with you, sometimes tarot readings are confusing because Spirit is giving you the answer, or like the message in increments. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes it does happen, and I feel like this is one of them. Hmm. You know what I also think is interesting? How there's always, I always like looking at colors, and the blues in the background are always like, they're sticking out to me here. There's so much dark blue and then light blue. And then there's the occasional orange. Like this was like the original destination or original intent, and then it just went in a different direction. And orange is actually the opposite of blue on the color wheel. Funny enough. Like you quite literally went in the opposite direction of what you were trying to do. And now you're finally understanding why. And I think, oh, I put it back. Oh wow. I went back to it. Now, with the death card, it's coming back. Slowly but surely, it's coming back. And you can see that as a sunset, or you can see it as a sunrise. I think in this situation, it's a sunrise. The orange, the yellow, and the red and stuff is now fading out the blue, fading out the night, fading out this little detour that you took. I feel like this isn't the full message. Maybe you're supposed to find out the full message. Maybe you're meant to find out the rest of it. But yeah. That'll conclude the message. Shit, I hope it resonated. Don't force it to resonate, but like if it did, I think I have faith in you. I think you know what's going on finally. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. And I hope you find your way. Blessed be.